Okay, VK is back, so we can start. I'm sure he was busy revising a paper, right?
No, he wrote one.
He wrote one. In fact, I think I have never seen VK without his BlackBerry. That's amazing. I don't know how he's living. Yeah. Okay, let's get started. And I'm here now to introduce my boss, Dean Fenwick Huss. And I'm not saying this because, he's my boss, but I think he is an amazing person to work for. He's a great dean, and I think the college has made significant progress under his leadership. He had the vision to recruit VK and other scholars in the college, and we are very proud, we are very happy to have him as our dean. Fenwick?
Thank you. Thanks, Ami. That's very kind. As I was listening this morning, comment about having the great joy of having VK's mother here, and also how great it is for a son to have his mother be able to hear about those accomplishments. I have another part of that line as well. When someone does something very generous like Naveen did in introductions, my usual comment is, I wish my parents were here. My father needs to hear it, and my mother may actually believe it. But we're delighted to be with you here this morning. I want to comment on just a few themes, and for one of them, I'm going to borrow something that was in an evaluation letter one time that was written about VK. And in that letter, the person who wrote it was a very senior scholar at another great university, actually one where I did my undergraduate. And in writing that letter, in the first paragraph, he said, somewhat as a little joke, but also quite seriously, he said, look, you're asking me to do the impossible. You're asking me to state in a few words, a few paragraphs, a letter or two, why VK is the person that he is and why he deserves this. He said, that's about the same as asking somebody in one paragraph to explain why the Beatles ought to be in the Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It is equally challenging. But one of the things we've had this morning are a couple of opportunities to hear about his great accomplishments. But I want to pick up another theme. In a few minutes, I'm going to read a few comments from people who weren't able to be here. But one of them that just came into my iPhone very early this morning, and I got to do a little sidebar about iPhones and BlackBerries. There are a lot of faculty that I get, emails from them, and it's 3 a.m. and of course what I know is they're in Europe or they're in Asia or somewhere. When I get one from VK at 3 a.m., he's probably in North Atlanta. He really is working at 3 a.m. So he's been quite a trooper. But I want to make a little comment about what VK's impact has been on the college. We had many years ago on our website, back when websites were really sort of novel, and I remember the college being extraordinarily proud that we were able to have words scroll up the left side of the website. This is before many of you were born, but anyway, we had words that would scroll up the left side of the website. And one of those was actually a word that we made up. And the word that we made up in the college, and Ken Bernhardt is as old as I am, and it was?
Academics.
Academics, exactly. We made up a word, and that word, even though we made it up and we let it scroll for a few years and finally took it down, really does describe what I think the essence of this college is. It is the first-rate academic work, but recognizing the importance of having coupled to that, bolted exactly to it, the practical, relevant side of it. And so when we have an opportunity to recruit someone like VK, that word that we made up always pops into my mind because someone like VK is exactly that model. Yesterday, I was in a faculty meeting with another department, not marketing, but another department in the college, and we were talking about their recruiting strategy, and I said the same thing. I said, number one, you're going to get an absolutely top academic. No question about that. But at the same time, those persons need to be able to stand in front of a group of executives and explain to those executives why this research matters, why it is relevant. And the reason we've been so excited to have VK with us since 2008 is he has truly done that and has been a model for many, many other of our faculty. We used to say in our strategic plan that our goal was to mirror in the curriculum what's happening in practice, and also to lead in many areas. Well, if you stop and think about it, just mirroring in the curriculum what's happening in practice is no small order. That's a lot to do, given the pace of change in the world. But also to lead in many of those areas, and lead in ways in which, and I hadn't heard the billion-dollar number this morning, but it can have a billion-dollar impact. That again is the model faculty member that we want to have as part of our college. In terms of the comments from people, one theme that has come along that has really been something that I've noticed in all the correspondence that I've seen, they congratulate VK as a marketing legend, but they always before that have some reference to VK my friend. And so the impact that I have seen that VK has had on the lives of people has been not only in terms of mentoring them, helping them to grow professionally, but also the very close friendship and support that he has given to them in their personal lives. I mentioned an email that came into my iPhone early this morning. It was from Tim Bowling, who is a graduate of our Executive Doctorate in Business program, which is a program for senior executives. We have a PhD program that develops professional researchers. The Executive Doctoral Program develops researching professionals, and we've had a great number of graduates of that program who've done very well. Tim Bowling runs the growth markets for IBM out of Singapore. He was so dedicated to the work that he was doing with VK. I'm pretty sure the last 6 to 9 months he was commuting from Singapore to finish up his work as part of the program. And when I got Tim's comments this morning, he said just what I was mentioning. He said, "Congratulations, my friend and marketing legend." I think that really sort of sums up the impact that VK has had on many of our students. You have heard of his many, many accomplishments, and so I won't repeat those, but I will say that I do look forward in the next 2 decades to the dedication of the next series of marketing legend related to VK, and we'll welcome Sage back then. We'll have at least as good a classroom and maybe even better then. And also, VK, I say very, very sincerely, and we want that to be under the banner of Georgia State University. You have been a great, great person as part of the Robinson College family. We're a large family, this college, about 200 faculty, 8,000 students, and 80,000 alumni around the world, and we're delighted that we have faculty like VK who can touch all of them. It's now my pleasure to read a couple of comments from people who weren't able to be with us this morning. Of course, the famous Phil Kotler from Northwestern. Phil writes, "VK is one of the shining marketing stars in the marketing firmament. He's contributed a great deal to our literature on how markets work. He's done this in a very short time." It's another theme that we keep hearing again and again. He's done this in a very short time, but with a thorough analytical understanding and outstanding data analysis. The other theme, we can expect much more to come from his further research and teaching about the factors that influence marketing productivity. He sets a high standards for marketers to emulate. Also from Praveen at Dartmouth, "VK, you're really a legend," and this same theme again, "and a great human being. You make a wonderful role model for the rest of us and make us all proud. Very well deserved." And before I go to the videos, I'd like to add just one other personal comment. VK has been a great friend to me personally and a great friend to the college, and I am always impressed. VK will never rest on his laurels. When he comes to my office and we have conversations, the conversation is always about VK's ideas of what we can do and do even better. And that's, for a dean, that's music to my ears, and it's one of those things where the best thing I can do as a dean when I have faculty like that is to provide a little bit of support and get out of the way, because they're going to do wonderful. They're going to run very well. So it's now my pleasure to introduce a few videos from some other speakers.
Hi, I'm Eli Jones, marketing professor and dean of the Walton College of Business at the University of Arkansas. And I'm here to say congratulations, Dr. V. Kumar. VK, I am so proud of you as part of the Legends in Marketing series. And of course, the purpose of it is to leave behind something that the next generation of scholars could look at and appreciate the body of work that's been produced by VK and many others as part of this series. Again, congratulations, VK. I'm so proud of you.
My name's Lee McAllister. I'm a marketing professor at the University of Texas, and I'm sorry I can't be with you there today in person. I do want to send my compliments to Professor Becker and Provost Palm for the fine faculty that you've assembled, and in particular on your ability to attract UT's most illustrious and most decorated PhD alum. VK started his winning streak here at the University of Texas, winning every prize we had to offer, and has gone on to win every significant research award the field has to offer, and he's won most of them multiple times. I'm particularly impressed by VK's practice prizes. The practice prize is given for research done in collaboration with practice that makes a real difference. I attribute VK's ability to be so effective in the practice prize to his outstanding teaching, another dimension on which he's won many awards. VK, better than anyone else in the field, it keeps connected with his master students as they go into practice.
Hi VK, congrats on your recognition as a legend in marketing. You're a true pioneer who has shaped several research agendas. I'm very fortunate to have you as a PhD advisor and mentor. I've never seen anyone with a greater zeal for perfection and hard work. You take on audacious projects and stay with it till the end. On a lighter note, I've never seen anyone find Indian restaurants anywhere around the world. You have an uncanny ability to find Indian restaurants wherever we go. Best of luck in everything, and I know you're just getting started. Have a wonderful recognition and launch ceremony.